as a Sixers fan, I still cannot believe that LeBron James is on our team. Right? And I grew up as a LeBron hater. So I have this battle, right? Growing up hating LeBron, being a Kobe fan, always debating against LeBron fans, to now rooting for him and him being on my favorite team. It's pretty surreal. Now, before LeBron James even joined the Sixers, right, I believe that the Sixers got so much better just trading Paul George for Jaylen Brown, which in my opinion was a steal. I don't know why the Celtics decided to make that move. Obviously, they wanted to get rid of the cap and get rid of Jaylen Brown and separate him and Tatum. But to get Paul George, who is obviously the worst player out of the two, it's not a great trade. Like, even without LeBron, I believe the Sixers were drastically better than before. Like, drastically. I believe that they could compete against the Knicks. They can compete against the top teams in the league. And now you add LeBron, a guy who's the most experienced person in the league, one of the highest basketball IQs ever in the game. Like, it's pretty crazy to even think that LeBron James joined the Philly. Like, I remember, like, 4 or 5 years back before he went to the Lakers, that was when there was talks of him coming to Philly, right? And that would have made a lot of sense. I was very hyped. And he ended up joining the Lakers. Now, we can say it was a good move because he did get a ring, the Mickey Mouse ring. I still don't, technically, do we count that ring in the bubble? I guess we can. But yeah, I mean, after that, I believe that there's no way LeBron would ever join the Philly. Like, that was the only scenario, right? That was the only chance that he could. Now that he's, up in age and he signed a 2-year deal. And the craziest thing about us signing LeBron is that he signed a 2-year, $8 million deal. Like, that is so cheap. Like, the type of players you usually sign for those deals are role players. But you're getting a future Hall of Famer, people who consider the GOAT, for a 2-year, $8 million contract. Like, it's amazing. It really is. And you still have, and this is without talking about Tyrese Maxey, a guy who's getting better every single year. And I remember when Tyrese Maxey was a rookie, and I remember his first year, second year, I compared him to Kobe Bryant. Not in the way that they play, right? Not in their size, not in, their athletic ability, but in just looking at their career stats, right? You look at the first year, the second year, to third year, they get better every year. There's a big improvement every single year. And that's what Kobe Bryant did from his rookie year to his fifth year. And Tyrese Maxey did the same thing. Now Tyrese Maxey is considered a top 5 point guard, a top 5 guard in the league, averaging around 30 points a game. Like, this guy is only getting better. And now he's playing with LeBron James, who's going to not teach him, but and the thing is, LeBron James and Tyrese Maxey are already really close. They work together in the offseason. They have the same agent, right? And now they're going to be working together even more. Tyrese Maxey is just going to learn so much from LeBron, right? And defensively, Tyrese Maxey, you look at the defense on the Sixers right now, Tyrese Maxey is very underrated defensively. VJ Edgecombe, the rookie who's balling out in the Bahamas right now, balling out, pretty sure he's averaging like 22 points per game, right? And as a rookie, he played elite defense. Now, as he ages, he's only going to get stronger, faster, more physical, smarter. And Jaylen Brown is an MVP candidate, right? Jason Tatum barely played in the regular season last year, and the Celtics were a top 3 seed in the East. That's the type of player we're getting. Usually when Embiid is out, the Sixers aren't great, right? We were a play-in team last year. We were in the play-ins. We didn't clinch a spot in the playoffs. We had to go against the Magic to make it into the playoffs. If Embiid misses 50 out of the 80, if Embiid misses, let's say, 60 out of the 82 games, the Sixers are still an elite team without him, right? Jaylen Brown is an MVP candidate. LeBron James is a GOAT, right? LeBron James is a top 3, top 2 basketball player of all time. Tyrese Maxey is a top 3 guard in the league. VJ Edgecombe is a top 3 young player in the league. And then you look at the bench, right? Because this is where the Sixers just completely destroy most teams. Anthony Simons. Are you kidding me? One of the best scorers in the league. When you look at just getting buckets and coming off the bench, This guy is going to do his role and play well. He's going to score well off the bench because that's all he has to do. He doesn't have to rely on being a main guy and worrying about, their top defenders guarding him. No, you look at the other people around him, he's going to have free range to do whatever he wants off the bench. Right? He can just chuck. Obviously, he's not going to be chucking up shots, but his job is to score. That's going to be his job as a sixth man. Right? And you also have other players like KCP who's coming in, who's coming in and who's won a ring before. He's very experienced. He's a great defender. He's a great shooter. Dean Wade coming from the Cleveland Cavaliers, a stretch big who I always love stretch bigs, and the Sixers had, Ersan Ilyasova, Dario Saric. Like, these are guys that I always not gravitated to, but they help the team, right? Especially with a center in Joel Embiid, you can't have two big guys kind of clogging the paint. You need a power forward that can stretch the floor. And Dean Wade is that type of guy. Now, I don't know what the starting lineup will be. I don't think Dean Wade will start. Before LeBron James signed with the Sixers, it looked like he was going to start. Now, having Dean Wade off the bench, that's very valuable. That is very valuable. That's another big guy you can throw up. You can put him at backup center if you really need to. Obviously, I wouldn't do that, but you could do that if you want to do a small ball lineup and stretch out the floor. You can do that. I'm just very excited for the Sixers, man. Like, this is the most excited I've been in a while. And at first, I was kind of not annoyed. Like, at first, I wasn't very happy when LeBron signed with the Sixers. Because, like I said, I was a hater. Kind of. I eventually started to respect LeBron because, he's 40, playing with his son. Like, that's very respectable. You know what I mean? He's the first player to ever do that. And LeBron James, in my opinion, he's the second best player of all time. That's not taking anything away from him. I think my main problem is just the LeBron bandwagon fans, right? Because as Sixers fans, right, speaking for myself, I remember watching the Sixers go 10-70 or whatever, 10-72, breaking the record for the most losses. And the thing that annoys me a little bit is just the LeBron James bandwagon fans, right? Because as a Sixers fan, speaking for myself, I remember watching the 10-72 Sixers, right, or whatever the record they were, they literally broke the record for most losses ever. And I watched almost every game as a kid, right? I was the biggest Tony Roten fan. I believed Tony Roten was going to be the next big thing. Obviously, that's not what happened because I was a kid and the Sixers sucked. But, it's annoying because there were stretches where the Sixers were so bad and us Sixers fans had to go through that, right? And then we had the Ben Simmons and Embiid saga and all of the heartbreaks from that, right? Robert Covington, Darius Saric, that young core that we loved so much, and Jimmy Butler, and then all the heartbreaks that happened to the Sixers, to us Sixers fans, to now be in the position where we have basically a super team. And now all the bandwagon fans who didn't have to go through the heartbreaks that we had to go through, now they're like, they're going to be hype and they're Sixers fans now. Now they're Embiid fans. Now they love Embiid, right? And I didn't even talk about Embiid yet. But that's just my biggest problem. That's my biggest annoyance. Yeah, that's just my one thing. I don't like the bandwagonness, and I don't even understand it. I could never do that. When the Warriors were winning ring after ring and we knew what was going to happen every year, I wasn't a Warriors fan. I was still a Sixers fan. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't, drop my favorite team and just and root for the team that's just constantly winning. Like, I can't do that. That's just not in my character. And for you LeBron fans, I know your character now. Yeah. Now, before we wrap this up, let's talk about Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid has looked very skinny, very fit. I think he's taking this year serious. This might be MVP Embiid. We're getting MVP Embiid. Now, I don't think Embiid is going to be averaging 40 points per game, be as dominant as he usually is, because of the good team that he has, right? He has Jaylen Brown, who needs the ball. You have Tyrese Maxey, who needs the ball. VJ Edgecombe needs the ball. LeBron James needs the ball. But I can see Embiid getting a lot of easy buckets, right? LeBron James is a very great passer. And the one problem with the Sixers throughout all of Embiid's career is the outlet passes. Sixers always sucked at passing the ball in the paint. For some reason, our best player is the center, but our biggest weakness was passing it into the paint. For so many years. Looking at the team now, They're so much more skilled all around. I don't think passing in the paint is going to be a problem anymore with having LeBron on your team, having Jaylen Brown on your team. And I'm just excited to watch the defense, honestly. Like, I love defense in the NBA because defense wins championships. I'm just looking at the point guard to the center. It's just our defense is very, very hard. I don't see. It's very, very hard to beat. Hard to score on. So, yeah, man, this is going to be it for this video. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel. And Sixers fans, we're in for a big year.